हेलो एवरीवन। आज का टॉपिक होने वाला है हाउ आई लर्न अ बिजनेस। यस्टरडे आई रियलाइज्ड last month I built a business, not money, only a business for working for a product agency. Suppose I made a whole business and whole business pipeline for building an agency who providing the. Suppose you have a product. Every e-commerce person has a product. They just list their product in the e-com platform, and the problem is arises that most of the people, at least 80-85% of people, don't have a right visuals for representing their product. Because if your product is seen, if your product have a nice SEO and is seen in your listing, the top 5, top 10 products, but what if your product doesn't have a right visual? It never seems to like any other person's. Nobody wants to click. That's the problem. And for solve this problem, I built a whole business. And many of the people thinks, yeah, AI make me images within a 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But the problem is, AI make your images, but it is not a human touch. Without business, without a, in business, you build something for save your time and to get a freedom. What if your AI images takes 15-30 minutes for even preparing a single image, and you make changes again and again and again for small changes? You spend over 1.5 hours for making a 4 and 5 images and a AI video. How any person can spend a time for this particular task for 1.5 hours? That's not reality. And for solve this problem, we build an agency for providing a visuals for product listing. We are not working for a listing, SEO, and even how rank is this. Nothing matters. We only providing a visual images. But for this, I don't think so. It is very successful idea. I got many of the problems, and the basic problem is in the starting phase, or even in the market, many of the people providing the same services. They're just providing the images, the infographics, the posters, whatever they want, and get instantly. And they charges a minimum amount of money. But the point is, if you want to conquer this field, you deliver your services at higher prices, but a less amount of time. Your time management can win this race because people need at least 24 or 48 hours for listing their product, for images, making images, infographics, for learn something, but they don't have a value of their product. They have this project just completed, make a design and deliver to the customer, deliver to the client. But we are not focusing. We are focused in the time management. If we are providing all the assets, all the project within a 24 hours or 48 hours, it is very well necessary or even very helpful to people, so to customers. Because a client who have an e-commerce store, regularly within a month to month, they launch any products. And after any season, just like in summer season, winter season, or even a new year, everybody want to update your product specification, product, and not say specification, product visualization. You say in Amazon, a lot of products, even Amazon itself, working on the new year, the even any festival, they update their whole image, your homepage, your hero banners, your offers, everything they just redesign in every season, in every summer season, winter season, autumn season, and even in the COVID phase, even the something goes wild in the world, World Cup, even a FIFA World Cup, whatever it is, it changes according to the situations. Because when people are, some people just really interested to see a FIFA World Cup and they see a FIFA World Cup poster in Amazon, they combine their mindset. Yeah, I see the FIFA World Cup poster in Amazon. Then sometime they buy any product, they go to Amazon. That's about the psychology. Visual representation, it is not about only see a product specification. Visual representation is about how to connect your audience to your product. Because if you want to understand how connectivity works, you win the race. For this business model, I want to really excited and really work for building this model, but unfortunately, I found a loophole. Because Shopify Store, even a Google, and many other platforms provide a free visual representation AI models. You just uploaded your product image, a PNG image of a product photo, they regularly and directly make and many of them like 5 to 10 photos, 5 to 10 images instantly without involvement of human touch. Yeah, that's the very negative point for my field, but unfortunately, that's not really work. Because we are working for professionals. If someone don't have money to pay, and suppose a $500, a person who run an e-commerce store having worth 20k, 50k dollars. Why they just waste their money or waste their time for researching about what are the real images, what are how look attractive or not, this type of stuff. They don't have time to spend only for making an images for AI. So they give money for me or even my agency for providing the same services to you or to the customer or client. And that's the loop where we find some people are just going through this, just go take a product, make an image, just spend their time, waste their time actually, not spend. And they just stick in the loop. But some people are actually want to lead the loop, they hire me. For this vision, I started a business model. I don't know how far it goes, but I really want to understand how business works. I know at the starting phase, I don't think so it is really going so well and it is really working and make millions of dollars for me, but not at all. But it really helps me to understand how business work, how to work with international clients, how make money from selling a services, how to sell, learn about sales, and even how to pitch people, how to deliver a project in a time, and invoices, a payment method. A lot of things I learned in this field. For this vision, I really work for this mindset. And I don't think so how much time I am consistent with it, but one thing is clear, I want to make money. It doesn't matter it is not working or working, I just continuously working on them and including this for making a lot of images and doing something else, I expend myself for something different. Just like we are providing an images, just take a control of whole product listing. We are not doing SEO, but we provide a visual hierarchy how product. The word I learned is about psychology. If you understand how psychology works, you win the race automatically without any services, without any work. Because people don't know about psychology. They know about the rules, the basics, the golden thread rules, how it looks better, the contrast, even how it look amazing, etc. But don't know about psychology. Psychology is the only field, if you understand, you win the game. For improving my psychology knowledge, I take the step in this field and not in this field. I take the step in many of the fields in the past, but now this is my right target and I conquered this. I don't know and I don't care really. I don't care I make money or not, but it is really waste of my time if this business model doesn't get me a knowledge. Look, knowledge is the power. If you take knowledge and you use that knowledge to make money, knowledge itself is a worthless until you don't have money. You don't wisely use that knowledge for making a lot of money for yourself, for family, whatever, and for successful and comes your dreams too. This is in your hand. Knowledge is worthless. If you take all of the knowledge and doesn't know how it really works in the real time, in the real world, you're never going to be successful. So let's be clear about this. If you want to be successful, do a step. Take a step. Nothing matters. It is really helpful. Not working, doesn't matter. Just take a step and do your work. The worst part is it is not run. It doesn't take my money. Not loss. Just a wastage of I just say a wastage of like 1 or 2 and 3 months. That's okay. It is better when you are still sitting and just playing a games and just visualization. It is much much more better. It will gives you knowledge, the process, you clear some doubts, etc. Because experience are only one thing you just will. If you don't have experience for something, experience is not about doing your work for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Experience is about how much you take yourself in this work. Some people are just sitting on a government chair. I'm not saying government, it's a controversial. Some person are sitting in a chair and doing your work for 20, 30 years, but they don't have experience because they are not include yourself, include your mind, include your mentality in this work. It's just complete their work as a formality and they don't have any experience. Experienced person are those who take yourself full 0 to 100% in this work and find some possibilities and find what's wrong with us, etc. Whatever they just feel, just do it. Doesn't matter how hard. They got a real experience. Experience is not about making a money. Experience is about many of the life problems. Actually, life problems give me experience. Not me, only many of the people take experience from life problems. They don't know how to fail. They don't know about the conversation. They don't know how to speak people. These are all gives me experience. To be clear, I take this step and I don't know how much time it takes to complete this project, but I make sure if it project doesn't make money, so it gives me experience. And I think so. This is the very last project I do. After this, if I don't use my knowledge to make money, it is really worthless. I really focused, not after this, in this project also, I really hyper focus only for making money. Because if you consume a lot of knowledge, you are just like a corrupt disk, a corrupt hard disk. So wisely use your knowledge step by step. This is the real process. Because if you don't come in the war and never fight, what matters when you learn about how to pull a sword, how to bow, arrow, any weapon, guns? What matters if you learn to take all of this, but you didn't come in the war and win the battles? That's okay.